Welcome to another Demarcation Media Mega Construx review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Stockpile helmet. Now, if you're wondering why this is already all open and built, I had reviews for all three helmets filmed, as well as a haul video to go along with it, and I lost all of that to my computer corrupting memory cards. I explained the whole ordeal in the zone control helmet review. So this is essentially take two. I don't know if I'll ever get the original footage back. But before we start, huge thanks to Carlos again for sending these to me. I would not have them without his help. And yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump in, starting with that Argus Spartan. I don't entirely know what I was expecting for color for this guy, but it was not this color. This is the exact same color as the Infinite Fred. I was expecting, normal blue. That's kind of what it looks like here on the package or on the instructions, or a darker blue. But I opened up the helmet and I saw this, and for actually my jaw dropped like for a second, because I was not expecting this at all, and it's really, really good because we now have the Infinite Fred chest plate, all the printing except for the number. So now all you have to do is get this guy, pop the chest plate off, put it on Fred, and you have an Infinite Fred that's actually accurate to the art. I was going to say accurate to the game, but he's not in the game yet, so not game accurate. But, accurate to the lore. So that's really, really good. I'm not sure if Mega did that on purpose, but if it was an accident, it was a very happy accident. And we have a lot of rest of Fred's pieces here, like the lower legs, lower arms, chest plate. The waist is the Mark 7 one, which is pretty cool to get. The thigh plates are like the normal thigh plates. And we get the pair of shoulders, like what Chief has. And then, of course, the new Argus helmet, which, looks pretty good. I was not so sure about it on Linda, purely because the eyes weren't actually printed. But the eyes are all done up in gold here, so it looks like a big visor overall. I think that looks pretty cool, honestly. That's not bad. Very, very interesting look. He comes armed with a commando rifle in black. First time we've ever gotten it in black, I believe. Very cool. Really great piece. And yes, this is a male Spartan. Just because it has Linda's helmet doesn't make the rest of it a copy of Linda. So yeah, really, really interesting. I was not expecting this at all, but I'm really happy with this. I think that whoever decided to make it the same color as Infinite Fred, they deserve a round of applause, because they have saved people a lot of pain in trying to remove the numbers from their Fred. I know some people have already done that, but now you don't have to do that. All you have to do is get one of these sets and you're good to go. And speaking of Fred, we have a Spartan here who has Fred's helmet, but in kind of a really, really interesting dark red. This whole Spartan is just dark red, which is fantastic. I love the dark red color scheme. It looks so good. The blue visor was an excellent choice. It's printed really well on the visor itself. Like, the visor itself is really sharp, but then there's overspill, and so there's like bits of visor here, up here, bits of visor underneath. So I don't really know what's going on with that. It was a bit of a bummer there. It's not terrible, especially because the visor itself isn't smudged, but that's just a little weird. And then the rest of these pieces we've seen before, maybe not in dark red. This chest plate is nice to get in this dark red. But now we have the new shoulder pieces that was made for Linda in dark red. So that's fantastic. I really like that. I'm really happy Mega decided to keep using those. This dude does have that problem where his hand wobbles. I just need to fix that. And then he comes armed with a shock rifle. Mega, please chill out with the shock rifles. I feel like every other Infinite set comes with a shock rifle, and sure, yes, it's a cool piece. I like it, but every time we get a Victor, we get at least two. So I have like probably 8 or 12 of these shock rifles, and that's just from getting like one of each set. And most of them aren't even printed. There's only a few printed shock rifles. So Mega, please chill out with the shock rifles. I don't need any more. And I think a lot of people would agree with me. They're a cool piece, but we have enough. Okay? Please. We don't need more. Other than the shock rifle, this Spartan is fantastic. I really like that color scheme. And again, we have a really interesting color pairing here, neither of which match the helmet. So the diorama part itself is a little more bare bones than usual for a couple reasons. First of all, there was a lot of pieces that went into this like power seed generator, and there is an actual power seed in there. You can pop it in, and you can have a Spartan hold it, and then your Spartan can come and plug it in. But then on top of that, we have this pine tree, a new pine tree. It's 4 pieces, 1 big base piece, 2 medium-sized pieces, and 1 small. They fit together by pegs. There's a peg on the top, a hole on the bottom, and then it pegs into this trunk. I don't know if this trunk is new. I think it is, but it looks like it could have also been maybe from other sets a while back. Also, something I noticed, you could use this as just greens by sticking it on the ground like that. My only complaint doesn't even have to do with the pine trees parts itself. I love these pieces. Mega, please keep using them. Give us some landscape of Zeta Halo with pine trees on it. This is what I don't like. I don't know if it's the peg on the trunk or if it's the hole on this connector, but there's no friction there at all, in the slightest. So you have a helicopter tree, which is not supposed to happen. Also, the trunk itself likes to pop off. So maybe it's just this piece. This piece just doesn't seem to have a lot of friction on either side. Kind of a bummer. I don't particularly like that. I might have to somehow, I don't know, maybe do the super glue method to make it fit better. Something like that, because you pick this up and you want to move it, and it's overall pretty sturdy, and then if you just tip it over, away goes your tree. So that's kind of a bummer. The power seed generator is built really well. I was surprised at how complex the build was for such a small thing. Looks decent from the back as well. I would have liked to see 1 or 2 of the fern pieces like up here on the front. I understand why they didn't do that, because we did get the brand new pine tree pieces. But I would have liked to see just a couple. That would have fleshed out the scene fully, in my opinion. But it does leave us with plenty of posing space. That looks pretty good. I like how the Spartans stand out against the background. The helmet itself is, in my opinion, the biggest disappointment of this set. It's just another green helmet. Yes, it's a little different. We have a metallic green this time and a slightly different color visor. But here is the Last Man Standing helmet. That's not enough of a difference to really warrant the repeat of green, in my opinion. I think Mega should have done an entirely different color. If they wanted to depart from doing the Spartans the same color as the helmet, then, I don't know. We've gotten that forest, that new like forest pine green. Why not use that? Why not use, I don't know, black, dark blue, something other than another green. So that's kind of a bummer. I would have liked to see something different there. But it's not a deal breaker. Just know that the helmet is really not super unique with this set. Well, there you have it. That is the Stockpile helmet. I gotta say, this one's a little less, it's a little less good, in my opinion, than the Zone Control helmet. The Zone Control helmet just felt really well-rounded in all aspects. This feels mostly good. Mostly good. A little bare on the front, could have used a little more greens. Couple quality control issues with the red guy, which we didn't see any for the Zone Control helmet, which I'm sure some people will get quality control issues, and a lot of these ones won't have quality control issues. So that's a minor nitpick. But the helmet color is my biggest nitpick. It's really just the same. They barely did anything different. Maybe that was to save on this. I don't know. But yeah, that's the bad part. The figures look fantastic. The pine tree is great. Mega, please give us more pine trees. Give us a set with like 6 pine trees or something. I want to build a pine forest to put all my Spartans in. That would be fantastic. So overall, I think if I was giving this a score out of like 10, I would give this one like a 9. I knocked a point off just because of how much the same this helmet is. But yeah, if you can track it down, if you can find it anywhere, I would definitely say go ahead and get it. Don't overpay though. That's the only thing. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you next time.